Of the two hybrid installations, it is better to give preference to the conceptually older and lazier 1.8. The 2-liter from the younger line of dynamic force modular engines has already suffered in its short life due to the EGR circuit with a poorly designed exhaust gas cooler. When it loses its seal, coolant enters the engine through the intake. At best, there is a lot of smoke from the exhaust, loss of power, and a lot of error messages. Toyota explains the malfunction of the EGR cooler due to the aggressive effects of exhaust gases due to low-quality gasoline. Meanwhile, there is another, more well-known reason why a 2-liter hybrid sometimes smokes and loses antifreeze. A small EHR, exhaust heat recovery, heat exchanger hangs on the front of the exhaust manifold, which helps the exhaust gases heat up the water circuit faster. Some Priuses have used this system before. Due to large temperature changes, the heat exchanger sometimes cannot withstand it and cracks, then the coolant enters the exhaust. Besides the risk of quickly losing antifreeze, this is also not very pleasant from a financial point of view, since the EHR is part of the exhaust manifold, which also houses the particulate filter. Fortunately, hybrids are most often immobilized only because of a dead small 12-volt battery, without which you will not be able to revive the engine. Paradoxically, 2-liter cars suffer from this more often than 1.8-liter cars, especially if you regularly drive on short city routes. The 12-volt battery only begins to charge in the hybrid when certain temperature conditions are met. In the 1.8 hybrid, the battery is located in the quickly warming engine compartment, and these conditions occur shortly after starting. In the 2-liter version, the battery is located in the trunk, and you have to wait longer for charging to start. If you only drive short distances, the battery does not have time to properly charge. And if you walk past a parked car several times with the key in your pocket, the battery will be further discharged during the false greeting. I have good news for you. Now, if you are planning to buy a used car, or learn more about your car, you no longer need to search for the information you need on the internet. We have collected everything in one place for you, on the website carme.pro. Here you can find out everything about the car, what breaks and at what mileage, any problems with engines, chassis or gearboxes, which trim levels are better not to mess with, and how not to lose money buying a used car. You will learn all this on carme.pro. We were talking about a regular 12-volt battery, not a hybrid traction battery. The latter is very reliable regardless of the type. However, so far the experience with new lithium-ion batteries is not as great as with nickel-metal hydride batteries, which have been used for years. 1.2 turbo/116 HP, 8 NR FTS, 1.2L, R4/16V, 185 Nm, 2019 to 2020. Lightweight turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with direct injection. Base engine for hatchback and station wagon in the first 2 years. It is more impressive not so much in the moment as in the smoothness of the ride. Prone to carbon deposits when traveling frequently over short distances. Feels ideal when traveling on the highway. Although at part load it simulates the operation of a smaller engine, Atkinson cycle, it does not achieve surprisingly low fuel consumption. The turbo engine consumes 6.5 liters in normal mode. The combination with the not very pleasant CVT gearbox, Multidrive S, does not suit it, just like the naturally aspirated 1.6 and 1.5. 1.6 Valvomatic/132 HP, 1ZR FAE, 1.6L, R4/16V, 159 Nm, 2019 to 2021. The old familiar naturally aspirated engine with distributed injection. It was offered only as a sedan and only for the first 3 years. It pulls well only at high speeds, and in normal modes it is sluggish and weak-willed. From time to time a new valve lift control unit may be required. Normal fuel consumption is 6.5 to 7 liters. 1.5 dynamic force/125 HP, M15A, FKS, 1.49L, R3/12V, 153 Nm, from 2021. Long-stroke naturally aspirated 3-cylinder engine with direct injection, familiar from the Yaris. In the Corolla, it is intended only for the sedan, which replaced the 1.6 Valvomatic 4-cylinder unit. The 1.5L doesn't sound quite as sweet, but thanks to its shorter gears and better torque curve, it shows more elasticity and a willingness to tackle hills. Consumption is about 5.5 liters, which is not bad, but not a miracle considering how many measures are aimed at increasing efficiency, high compression ratio, Atkinson cycle. Technically, the 1.5 is based on a 2-liter hybrid, dynamic force modular line, with only one fewer cylinder and does not have dual injection. Only after a while will it be clear whether it is prone to the formation of soot during short runs. As is the case with the 2-liter engine, a large volume of recirculated exhaust gases and poor quality EGR coolers do not bode well. 1.8 Hybrid/122 HP, 1.8L, 2ZR, FXE, are 4/16V, MPI/98 HP and 142 Nm plus E-motor/72 HP and 163 Nm, 2019 to 2022. In the pre-restyling model it was combined with a weaker electric motor and a traction lithium-ion, Li-ion, battery 207V/0.75 kWh, in the sedan, with an MH, nickel metal hydride, 201.6V/1.3 kWh or 1.45 kWh, depending on year of manufacture. 2ZR FXE is the most common, time-tested power unit, known from many other Toyotas. When changing generations, in comparison with Auris, oddly enough, it lost 14 horsepower, from peak power, which is due to the use of a more economical E-CVT P610 hybrid transmission. Engine reliability is almost absolute. 1.8 Hybrid/140 HP, 1.8L, 2ZR FXE, 98 horsepower and 142 Nm plus E-motor/95 HP and 185 Nm, from 2023. The restyled model was paired with a new E-CVT PA10 hybrid transmission and a 600V/2.45 kWh Li-ion traction battery. The internal combustion engine remains the same, but thanks to more powerful electrical support it does not need to be pushed as hard. More intelligent energy management has been implemented, with a higher proportion of electric drive use even in urban mode. 2.0 Hybrid/179 HP, 2.0L, M20A, FXS, are 4/16V, 152 horsepower and 190 Nm plus E-motor/109 HP and 202 Nm, 2019 to 2022. The pre-restyling model was combined with an E-CVT P711 hybrid transmission and a 217V/1.4 kWh NMH battery. A 2-liter hybrid with intelligent combined injection MPI plus HPI, distributed and direct, was only available for hatchbacks and station wagons. Compared to the 1.8-liter it is almost racing and has more powerful front brakes. But it doesn't save that much, including due to the shorter constant transmission, and not everything is perfect with reliability. Potentially problematic EGR circuit, intermittently cracking EHR exhaust heater, 12-volt battery drain problem when driving short distances. 2.0 Hybrid/196 HP, 2.0L, M20A, FXS, are 4/16V, 152 horsepower and 190 Nm plus E-motor/113 HP and 206 Nm, from 2023. The restyled version was combined with an E-CVT PB10 hybrid transmission and a 600V/2.45 kWh lithium-ion battery. The internal combustion engine remains the same. The higher performance of the hybrid system promises better dynamics and slightly lower fuel consumption. Rear brake whine, mainly a problem with hybrids, which do most of their braking via energy recovery. Rarely used brake discs rust faster and the calipers begin to jam. Front axle knocking, the front stabilizer struts turned out to be short-lived in the early years, they could knock during short runs. The steering rack could also knock. Technical measures were taken in this regard. In hatchbacks and station wagons, the front stabilizer bushings wore out prematurely. Carbon deposits on the intake valves, 1.2 turbo with frequent city driving at an advanced stage, the valve stem begins to stick, which leads to a loss of power and a transition to emergency mode. I have good news for you. Now, if you are planning to buy a used car, or learn more about your car, you no longer need to search for the information you need on the internet. We have collected everything in one place for you, on the website carme.pro. Here you can find out everything about the car, what breaks and at what mileage, any problems with engines, chassis or gearboxes, which trim levels are better not to mess with and how not to lose money buying a used car. You will learn all this on carme.pro. Malfunction of the 1.6 valvomatic valve lift regulator appears at high speeds. Discharged 12-volt battery, hybrids in general, most often 2-liter ones for short-range use. False message about low engine oil level, 2.0 hybrid faulty oil level sensor, replaced with an upgraded one. EGR cooler leak, 2.0 hybrid, also found in 1.5 dynamic force symptoms include loss of coolant, white smoke from the tailpipe, antifreeze in the intake manifold, loss of power and frequent occurrence of DTCs P319000 and P04019C. Cracked EHR radiator housing and internal exhaust leak, 2.0 hybrid signs are loss of antifreeze and white smoke from the tailpipe. Maintenance recommendations. All engines are equipped with a timing chain drive, which has not caused any problems so far. The engine oil change interval established by the manufacturer is 15,000 km per 1 year, and in hybrids the HV battery air filter is additionally changed. It is better to reduce the update frequency to 10,000 km. Recommended engine oil viscosity for 1.2 turbo and 1.6 valvomatic, 0W20, alternative, 5W30. For 1.5 dynamic force, 1.8 hybrid and 2.0 hybrid, 0W16, alternative to 0W20. The internal combustion engine air filter is changed after 60,000 km per 4 years, spark plugs, after 90,000 km. The coolant of the hybrid inverter is first renewed after 240,000 km, and then every 90,000 km. Transmission oil for CVT, in non-hybrid vehicles, Toyota CVT fluid FE is recommended to be changed after 60,000 km per 5 years. It is recommended that the E-CVT hybrid transmission oil be refreshed at a similar interval, although the manufacturer does not require this under normal operating conditions. Changing the oil in an E-CVT is a simple procedure. The oil is drained through one hole, and through the other it is filled to the brim. That's all. No washing machines or special devices are required.